Hi friends, Andromeda here, wanting to do our weekly energy reading for January 12th through the 18th of 2020. Of course, if you are watching this video outside of those dates and the messages resonate, they are for you. Working, playing today with the Wolfe Tarot. I believe I got the first edition, so the backs are a little different than if you were to get it today. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous deck. I don't think any of us have seen a rose gold gilded deck before. I'm actually in this one. Which is kind of fun. It's the reason why I created Aeon, to have a card in which every one of us gets to be in the deck. The medicine card is a personal sigil, which is essentially just bringing us back to ourselves, because our own being is the medicine so often. So, I mean, the first time I ever shuffled this deck, I got my card, which was kind of amazing and beautiful. I wanted everybody to be able to feel that magic if they would like. So for our weekly reads, we do the simple spread of know, show, and grow, which could also be past, present, future, or head, heart, and how to maintain balance. We welcome any helpful beings to this space. Any beings who are in alignment with divine will and universal law are welcome here. Any ancients, ascended masters, angels, fairies, any helpful being who is in alignment with the highest growth and the most good of all involved. I love you. I thank you. I am sorry, and please forgive me. I trust you. So for our no. Cosmic union. Oh, I promise I will figure out how to get these in focus. I'm gonna research. So we have I believe this is the Lovers. You know, we are being shown once again to bring together our masculine and feminine, our divine selves together in cosmic union. I see the tree of life on here, and then the Ankh on the other side. You know, we have space on one side and gold on the other. We've got the sun, and then we've got the moon in various phases. Both the full moon and a new moon, it looks. You hear the angelic being is here. Their wings open, just staring at us, witnessing. You know, we are not ever alone. Please know that. We're not ever alone. Let's do more and see if there's anything that comes out. Show. The 8 of Swords. Now this being is holding the light above them and revering the light below them. I believe we have Jupiter up there on the top, which to me always makes sense with an 8 being infinity, being abundant, and then swords being, of course, the mental realm. You know, it's the 8 of Swords, but there are only four beings here. You know, unless you count both halves of them. Yeah, I'm getting this message that, like, our heart can't be whole unless our mind is whole. Especially with that sword energy there being in our heart space. You know, show how grand your mentation is. You show it through your unconditional heart. There's the all-seeing eye on the top of the sword. There. You know, nothing is ever missed. Just like with the Cosmic Union, we are always surrounded by beings. So our integrity, you know, cannot be turned on, turned off. Right now, it's either you're on this path or this path. Of course, it can switch at any time, any moment. You know, that's the power of now. We are in constant collaboration with ourselves and, you know, the etheric realm. Grow. The 10 of Wands. So it looks like there are two beings here that are very much separated by Saturn. You know, one's in a barren void and the other one is in another kind of void, one with less definitions. You know, 10s to me are often about completion of a cycle. Lots of duality showing up in these images here between Cosmic Union, the mirroring of the 8 of Swords, and then the 10 of Wands here. I feel like the cards are telling us that we're on either one side of the sword or the barrier, or we're on the other. And we can go from one to the other. Do you see how there's that open space above Saturn? So it's like you have to elevate above time. Saturn would be Chronos. Time is a thing, and it does create limits and boundaries and structures, and that's great. We need that, but it's not the be-all end-all. It does not have to limit us. Everything happens in the now. I mean, we're alive now. I mean, you can't prove otherwise. You know, pick your passion. Let Saturn give your passions some structure. Decide what side of the fence you want to be on. Do you want to be on the side of the fence with the color and the definitions, and this is what things are, and whatnot? It's a little barren, and that might be great. You know, that's a great place to start. Or do we want to be on the other side, where nothing really has been decided? It could be a lush green land, but it's, you know, kind of scary because we are way undefined here. You know, we're not even in physical form. This is where we're going, and this is how we maintain balance, how we walk our path with our right foot and our left foot. We need to have both. We need to have science, we need to have spirituality, you know, like, in order for us to move forward. In our shadow we have the King of Swords. So this being is spiraling, but not out of control. You know, it's a sacred spiral, and this is a master of the thought realm. And she's lounging there, but she's flying through the clouds. Yeah. It seems a very effortless type of existence. And I'm pretty sure that's what we are all aiming for. When we say passive income, we don't mean we to just sit around and do nothing. You know, that's not what that means. It means that the things that we do are effortless. We do them without coercion, you know, from ourselves or from other people. We do them because they bring us pleasure. They bring us in collaboration with the universe. And give that some time this week. Think about what those things are. Actually spend some time thinking about those moments when you are in co-creation. You know, you feeling that connection. And think about how you can structure your life to allow more of that to flow in. I wanted to do, I usually do our light and dark as well. So I'm using the Wildly Tarot deck. Such a fun deck to shuffle because it's so tiny. And it has the moon phases in it. This comes from a really great tarot podcast, the Wildly Tarot podcast. I love utilizing this deck for learning. Let's see if we can point out where our light and dark is. Yeah, I was just thinking about this because I think this is hilarious. So, it's amazing. I almost told you about something I do with this deck that's a little different. You know how some decks will have like instructions, written right on the cards? Well, they had like a little, the creators of this deck created, a little like hi or whatnot, but they also put their faces on it. And I leave it in there because I think they're just awesome. Like, they're so happy in this, they're represented in their deck. I mean, they're all over it, of course, but and I was thinking about telling you how I kept their faces in there for a reason, and here it is as our light. So anyway, this is friendship to me. These two beings live a world away from each other as far as I know. I don't know, it's always been like that. I don't know your story. I haven't watched the whole or listened to the whole podcast. Yeah, it's highlight this right now. It's just highlighting, your crew. Who are those peeps? Know who they are, know who they aren't. Do not be afraid to curate your space and time with those that who you actually wouldn't mind stepping into their life. We become and are like the 6 people that we are around the most. Those things, those people affect our ability to be light and to fly. Some people elevate us, some people do the opposite. I'm not saying one is right or wrong. It's all good. It's just choosing who you want to be in union with. Okay, so there's that. And then our shadow was the 8 of Wands. So that's how they do and then the back is more of like a definition type of thing. I don't know if you can hear the baby in the background. He's giggling something hardcore. Okay, so the 8 of Wands talks about swiftness, taking initiative, and straightforwardness. Yeah, that might pose a challenge this week, being able to initiate what it is that we want in the realms of all these things. Getting distracted by my baby laughing hilariously. The 12th, we have Saturn, Pluto, Mercury, the Sun, pretty much conjunct. There might be a degree difference in there. And that's really exciting. It's like a once in 30 years or more even, you know, especially because we have Ceres in there, the mother asteroid. So the things that we are doing right now have a purpose. And whether we are being conscious about what we are doing, so taking the rein ourselves, you know, directing our own path, or whether we're allowing other things to do that. You know, if we've got big life events, like, it's literally just bringing us to claim ownership of our own mind and heart. Yes, we have to tend to those big things and business has to get done. We can choose our level of involvement emotionally, mentally. There's nothing wrong with drawing the line. And we don't have to overextend ourselves. And we only need to make the decisions and commitments and all those things that we want to. This is a free will universe. Or at least in the realm of Gaia, the earth, this is a place where we are allowed and encouraged to do our own thing. And by our own thing, I mean not just take society's advice as to who we should be, what we should be. We're actually doing a disservice to Gaia by falling in line, because that being is unable to be authentic and as full as it could be if we were all breathing our own breath. The lungs would extend a lot farther. So, there's one thing we can do. Breathe. If we all were a little bit more conscious about our breath, about our collaborations, yeah, the balance would come without any effort. And I think things are kind of falling into place, right? There's nothing we really need to do to pick a side. We're falling in like Plinko. I feel like a lot of people are like Plinko chips into one side or the other. So it's our choice of whether we want to elevate and move and be and do, or just fall in line. Thank you for being with me today. I hope you get something out of this. Yeah, my goal is to literally pass on messages. I claim to hold no ownership over what anybody should do, other than, exploring what it feels like to explore the inner realms and allow those to come out. Just passing a message. Have a great day. Be well. Thank you.